Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you so much for joining us for our Friday weather update for December the 9th, if you can believe it. Let's take a look at the animated wind map. Now today, we've put on there the relative humidity. So in other words, where you see the bright blue, that's a sign of moisture in the atmosphere. So drizzle patches, showers, patchy rain, maybe even a downpour or thunderstorm. Over in Australia, very hot for the top half, but not as humid. And that's why you're not seeing the same moisture in the atmosphere. They're not getting the same rainmakers across their nation. Let's have a look at temperatures this afternoon. This is Friday afternoon, departure from normal. In other words, how much hotter or cooler is it compared to previous years for this time of the year? And as you can see, a little bit warmer in the western side of the North Island, and on the eastern half, about average, if not even a little bit cooler. In the South Island, normal for the top, but much warmer in the south, about 4 to 8 degrees warmer than average for this time of the year. Let's just remind you that this time a week ago, we were talking about frost potential in the lower South Island. So this is definitely a warmer change moving through. Now this is just the temperature map for Friday afternoon, not departure from normal, the actual temperatures. The red zone, 40 to 45 degrees. Now look at this red part here coming down in towards South Australia. I'm a little bit obsessed with Adelaide at the moment because you were 19 degrees yesterday, you're 32 degrees tomorrow, and again, by this coming Sunday, you're back to 19 degrees again. So let me explain why. First of all, here on Saturday, here's the red line showing tropical heat basically coming down. And that's the reason why with these northerlies, Adelaide's heading up towards 32 degrees and maybe into the mid 30s if you go inland a little bit further. On the New Zealand side, not the same heat, but certainly humid and muggy and tropical or subtropical in some areas, especially the North Island. The South Island's got a different airflow, may not be quite as warm for you, and rain clouds coming through with a few heavy falls. By Sunday, that front moves into the North Island. It's basically falling apart, and we've got a bit of patchy rain down in the south or showers due to what's left over of that low. But basically on Sunday, that's all falling apart. Pretty warm though, up around Northern Hawke's Bay. Wairoa could be into the mid to late 20s, and over here in Sydney as well, pretty hot weather for you on Sunday. But look at this big system coming through with the southerlies. That's why Adelaide's cooler on Sunday, and by the time we get to Monday, that cold blast comes right into Melbourne, and it's kind of like going back to mid-spring. I mean, there could be snow flurries on the mountains in Tasmania and potentially even into Victoria. So this is a cold change coming through for you as we go through the day. But look at New Zealand on Monday, high pressure in charge. So, you know, typical, it gets settled on Monday when we're all going back to work. Low pressure to the north, trying to head south. And by Tuesday, that low gets closer. It's just a depression, it's not a cyclone or any big storm, but there could be gale force winds in that squash zone between the low and the high further south. Now over in Australia, your next cold blast is on the way. You'll notice that on Tuesday, probably more towards the afternoon as it roars back in again. And I got asked on YouTube, where is the blue line you talk about? I don't know if you can see it, but it's here. And it comes just sort of a small blip, if you like. And that's a sign of the southerly taking a bite out of the atmosphere, and these red circles are a little bit the same, showing the tropical warmth taking a bite of the atmosphere, and this is very humid weather heading southwards. Now by Wednesday, the humidity stays mostly to the north, although it does brush northern New Zealand, and in fact that airflow carries on to Tasmania, but it's much colder just west of Melbourne and towards Adelaide. You've still got a wintry system there, but it will be hotter over in Perth with a windy nor'easter coming through for you. So that is the forecast through to the middle of next week. It's still unsettled. It's very much a late spring weather pattern, which I expect will carry on right through till probably the start of January and maybe even a little bit longer than that, but I don't want to say that. Now I'm away on Monday. Back again on Tuesday, and just a reminder, our final video of the year will be on December 23rd. We may still do a special one for New Year's Eve, and of course, if any cyclone or storm, really big one, pops up, we'll more than likely cut our holiday short and do a video. But just a reminder that our final regular video will be on Friday, December 23rd, and we're not back again until sort of mid to late January. We've got to have a holiday at some point, right? Hopefully in a year's time, we'll have backup and more resources to cover our videos. Anyway, that's all from me. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Tuesday.